This is, I thought, kind of funny. Pink, the singer, if you remember her, she hasn't made a good song in, well, forever. She's never made a good song, but she hasn't made a hit song in probably about 20 years. In recent years, she's taken to just ranting about conservatives on social media. A few weeks ago, I think she was the one who said that she doesn't want pro-lifers to listen to her music at all. That's how much she hates us. A request which I am more than happy to abide by. In fact, I respect her request so much that I have been respecting it 20 years before she even made it. That's how much I respect her as a person. Anyway, she has a new song out called Irrelevant, in which she partly complains about being called irrelevant, which is hilarious already. But in the song and in the music video, in her bid for relevance, she just throws every woke, virtue signaling thing she can into the mix. And she just throws them all into a blender and mixes them together. And you hear that in the song, but especially in the video, which we'll play a little bit of right now. Watch this.
On the ground, took all the heat we could take and then burned it down. Now it's a real parade, we're all welcome now, as long as you feel afraid, that's what it's about. You can call me irrelevant, insignificant, you can try to make me small, I'll be your heretic, you hypocrite. I won't think of you at all. Sticks and stones and all that shit. Does Jesus love the ignorant?
Okay, so you get the idea. We start with Obama, AOC, pro-abortion protesters. They're the good guys. Then we get to the bad guys, and she lumps in pro-lifers, conservative Supreme Court justices, and goes right to images of Nazis and the Klan. Later on, she shows the January 6th riots. Like I said, the whole kit and caboodle there. But here's the point that I have to make again, because it's really interesting to see this kind of happen. Art on the left, music, films, TV, all of that, it's all now headed in the same direction as Christian music and Christian films. In fact, this song even sounds kind of like a Christian rock song. Just the words are very different and the imagery is very different. The message is different, but the sound is like something you would hear on one of these Christian music stations. Given recent SCOTUS wins, it feels like the pendulum may be swinging back to a time when the nuclear family was situated at the center of American life, where real conversation, learning, and growth began at home, with your family gathered around the table. In President Ronald Reagan's farewell address, he said, all great change in America begins around the dinner table. So you got to bring your family to the dinner table with Good Ranchers. Good Ranchers cares deeply about providing families with high quality meat at a reasonable price. Their mission is to bring people to the table, making those shared moments with your loved ones easy, accessible, and most importantly, delicious. Good Ranchers ships 100% American meat, born, raised, and harvested in the U.S. right to your door. Plus, when you subscribe, your price is locked in for the life of your subscription. No inflation when it comes to Good Ranchers. Good Ranchers not only supports American agriculture, they're also big fans of the Daily Wire and big supporters. They sponsor all of our shows, so you got to check them out. Use my code Matt for $30 off plus free shipping on your order. Take advantage of this offer. Invest in time shared with your family. You're going to buy meat anyway, so you might as well buy great meat from folks who support all that we do here. Go to goodranchers.com/Matt to start bringing people back to the table and eating seriously delicious food. Also, if you already bought from Good Ranchers, well, show me what you're making. Post a photo of your meal. I'd love to see it. And tag me and my friends at Good Ranchers so they can see it too. The circle is going all the way around. And now mainstream art makes the same mistake that Christian music and film has made for many years. And that is putting the message above the art itself, going message first, art second. And then you end up with this kind of lame, repetitive, uninteresting content, and it hits the messaging notes that you want, but it's not very good art. And I think one of the reasons why that's happening on the left is that great art requires some friction, right? It requires some resistance, some frustration in order to be created. I think most great art is born partly from frustrations. Think about all of the revolutions in the music industry. When new sounds and artists and musical genius burst onto the scene, they always had some sort of, they always had to push their way in against forces that wanted to keep them out. There's the stereotype of the tortured artist, right? And there's a lot of truth to that stereotype. It might not hold in every case, but it holds in many of them. The problem is that if you're on the left, especially if you're relatively wealthy and well off, then you experience no friction. You are not standing against the cultural current at all, but you're floating on it easily and softly. That's one of the reasons why you see, especially these aging pop stars who maybe arguably were a little bit countercultural in the 70s, 80s, and some of the 90s, not very much, but a little bit. And then they had some success, they made a lot of money, and now they're living in a culture, living partly in the culture they created. And they're very comfortable, and they're not counterculture anymore. They're now the vanguards of the culture they created. And so there's no friction there. There's no frustration to create great art. They have nothing left to say. As evidenced partly by this Pink song. Although, in fairness, she never really had anything to say, I guess. Well, if you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get more content like it. If you're craving more content, go watch or listen to my full show at dailywire.com, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.